My name is Daniel Harrison, and 5 years ago, I left my marriage with a duffel bag, a maxed-out card, and a daughter holding a stuffed rabbit in the hallway. Back then, I was 32, a mid-level nobody at a forgettable tech company. My wife, Clarissa, told me I was a charity case in a suit, while her new boyfriend, Trent, boat shoes, bleached smile, stood behind her like a victory banner. I moved to my buddy Rick's couch and made a quiet promise. I'd build a life that didn't need anyone's permission to stand. Not for revenge, just so my daughter Sophie could someday say, "My dad has his act together." I started over. Early mornings, late nights, a lot of coffee and humility. I founded Brightcore Technologies, an AI logistics firm. The first months were duct tape and ramen. Then we landed one client, then three, then a dozen. I hired two people I'd trust with my house keys. Hugh, a COO with a desert-dry sense of humor who turns ideas into plans, and Tara, an assistant who called my calendar a crime scene and fixed it like CSI. 5 years later, we were real. 8-figure valuation, clean books, a modest penthouse lease, payroll on Fridays that didn't make me sweat. Sophie, now 13, FaceTimed me for homework and weekend movie nights. We were rebuilding carefully around Clarissa's shifting rules. Then a text from my cousin Eli. "You coming to Sophie's birthday dinner? Clarissa's planning something big." With Clarissa, big means staged. I told him I'd be there. 2 days later, Hugh dropped a folder on my desk. Emails, financial peaks, old transcripts. Someone was digging deep. The watermark, Fletcher and Cobra surveillance. A private investigator. I laughed. Hugh didn't. "She wants receipts," he said. The investigator, Victor Fletcher, asked to meet. His office smelled like coffee and decisions. He slid 2 heavy envelopes across the desk. "Your ex hired me 6 weeks ago," he said. "She wanted proof you're a fraud." I opened the first envelope. My last 5 years stared back. Registrations, contracts, taxes, bank histories, a Forbes blurb. "You're exactly who you say you are," Fletcher said. He tapped the second envelope. "But while verifying you, I found something else. She's been paying me with funds from her nonprofit, Bright Futures for Kids." He laid out statements and call logs. The charity had raised about $340,000. None of the listed organizations received a cent. The money went to luxury trips, designer bags, a boat in Trent's name, renovations, and periodic reimbursements to Clarissa. Then he showed withdrawals from Sophie's college fund. Small at first, then bolder. 2 weeks before the party, $15,000 labeled Sophie's 13th venue deposit. "I've filed preliminary reports," he said. "The investigation will move quietly. She thinks my packet proves you're fake. It doesn't. You should know before she performs." I left with both envelopes, one heavy with my life, the other with hers. At 7:47 a.m. the next morning, my grandmother Eleanor called. She's 5'3" and can bend city agencies with a raised eyebrow. "Wear the charcoal suit Saturday," she said. "Look good when she implodes." I've made calls. Her charity will be audited. Don't gloat. Be gracious. Let the moment breathe. My mother texted me all week. Don't come. Don't make it about you. I ignored her until a message from Sophie. "Dad, please come. It's my birthday." I replied, wouldn't miss it. The country club was chandeliers, polished wood, and rose gold balloons. Trent's jacket was 2 sizes too small. My parents sat rigid near the front. My mother avoided my eyes. Grandma sat center, pearls gleaming, smiling like she'd already seen the ending. Sophie spotted me, sprinted across the room, and crushed me in a hug. For a minute, the noise dropped away. After dinner, Clarissa tapped a champagne flute. White dress, flawless makeup, a microphone waiting. A folder sat beside her, Fletcher's. "Before cake," she said, "a little honesty." The room hushed. "For 5 years, someone here has lied about who he is." She looked at me. "So I hired a professional investigator." She opened the folder to the first packet and read, "Brightcore Technologies, founded 5 years ago. Valuation $8.3 million, a ripple of confusion. Featured in Forbes. Annual revenue $12 million. Board service. Excellent credit. Penthouse. Purchased outright." She flipped pages faster, hunting for a lie. Nothing. Just the life I said I'd built. From the center table, Grandma Eleanor said, calm and surgical, "Go on, dear. What was this proving?" Clarissa's smile cracked. She shifted to the second packet. Color-coded charts she didn't recognize. Fletcher's charity findings stared up at her. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. 2 plainclothes officers and a state charity auditor entered like they'd been waiting for their cue. "Ms. Morrison, we need to talk about bright futures for kids," the auditor said. "It'll only take a moment." Clarissa tried to hold the stage. The stage walked her out. Silence. Then Grandma stood, one hand resting on her handbag like a gavel. "This family has a habit of backing cruelty over character," she said evenly. "Let's correct it." I got Sophie and her friends out to the parking lot before the whispers turned to ripples. Phones buzzed. Aunt Patricia had live-streamed the whole implosion. My father called, voice stiff but honest. "Your mother was wrong." "I'm proud of you," he said. It wasn't poetry, but for him it was a sonnet. "Burgers?" I asked Sophie. "Please." We hit a 24-hour diner, cracked booths, a humming jukebox, a waitress who called everyone Hun. Maya, my sister, slid into the booth grinning. "Best party I've ever left." Sophie devoured a cheeseburger and stole my fries. "Mom always wants it to look perfect," she said softly. "Not be perfect. Look perfect." "None of that is on you," I said. "None." "Will she go to jail?" she asked. "I don't know. There are consequences coming." "Good," she said. "She shouldn't have taken from kids." We clinked milkshakes. For the first time that night, she laughed. 3 weeks later, Clarissa called at 2 a.m. "They froze my accounts." Trent left. The house, foreclosure. "I have nothing." "I know that feeling," I said. "I built back." I didn't gloat. I didn't hang up angry. I let the moment breathe. Regulators dismantled Bright Futures for Kids and transferred the assets to a trustee. With Grandma's help and Fletcher's introductions, we spun them into a properly governed Bright Future Fund that actually helps children. My parents sold their too-big house and sent a quiet restitution check. My father and I got dinner and talked about something other than golf and avoidance. Sophie moved in with me. My apartment smells like takeout and printer paper now. We do algebra at the kitchen island. She teaches me TikTok dances I'm objectively terrible at. On Sundays, we go back to the same diner for cherry pie to replace the country club cake. At the office, Hugh taped a small photo inside my cabinet, me in the charcoal suit. Sophie under my arm, the neon diner sign glowing behind us. "Your real trophy," he said. Tara added, "Also stop double booking Tuesdays." Sometimes I think about that first night on Rick's couch, how small I felt, how certain Clarissa sounded. She measured life in appearances. I learned to measure it in durability. Truth doesn't need a microphone. It just needs time. So here it is, plain. My name is Daniel Harrison. My ex-wife hired private investigators to expose me as a fraud and planned to unveil me at our daughter's 13th birthday dinner. The report proved I was exactly who I said I was, and proved she'd been stealing from a children's charity and from our daughter's college fund to pay for the show. The people who mattered walked out on her, not me. We traded chandeliers for a diner, glitter cake for cherry pie. I tucked my daughter into bed and finally slept without rehearsing comebacks in the dark. I didn't win by being louder. I won by refusing to stay broken. And in the morning, we made waffles. Thanks for watching.